Okay, I got some young fella who got angry that I used the term incel and compared it to the N-word. It's very comparable. Does the exact same things, right? It's a dehumanizing word used to tell a guy to know his place. It's no different than the N-word. He's got upset over that. So we'll get into this. What is your name? Redshot Sherwood. Okay.
Well, howdy there, partners. It's your friendly neighborhood gamer here, putting the big A back in gamer, another response video to a crazy person on the internet. Ladies and gentlemen, meet City Crusher, one of the biggest incels I've ever seen on the internet. And from here on,
Incels. Thank you for proving my point. Dude, you don't know my love life. So you're using it as a dehumanizing term and a dismissive one. Don't listen to what this guy has said. Just he's just an incel. Right, okay.
out, I'll be referring to him as CC, so I don't have to say City Crusher the whole time. Well, here's how I found him. I found him because he responded to a YouTuber called The Birdman, a YouTuber primarily known for making videos criticizing CinemaSins, with his videos called Everything Wrong with CinemaSins, insert movie title here, where he breaks down what's wrong with CinemaSins' numerous criticisms of movies, in the same style and format that they use to sin movies with their own sin counter. Recently he has gained traction from videos such as Exposing the Grift, in which he criticizes media discussion about big-budget Hollywood movies that are considered to be woke. Well, CC responded to a video Birdman's called Exposing the Grift, but Ripley from Alien. So in Birdman's video, he's criticizing the deflection commonly used by people he deems as grifters. People parodying grifter talking points like, but Ripley from Alien, but Sarah Connor.
But those aren't grifting talking points. Though grifters do use them, but they're actually saying the truth. So you're trying to erase the truth by saying these bad people are saying the truth, therefore the truth is bad.
From Terminator, but Lando / Mace Windu from Star Wars. In CC's response video Exposing the Grift, the Birdman, it pretty much consisted of going, no you're the grifter Birdman.
That's right, it's called hypocrisy. It's called hypocrisy, that's right. And saying it in a funny voice doesn't change it.
At one point he tries to prove that Star Wars is racist and sexist, at least
I didn't try to prove, I did prove they are sexist. It's a fact. Kathleen Kennedy is a feminist, therefore she's a sexist. It's that simple.
Right now under Kathleen Kennedy by showing off the picture of Kathleen Kennedy wearing a shirt that says, the Force is female. But
exactly, there she is. They're saying bold letters, this franchise is no longer for men. They're saying it.
In the very same video he's showing the photo off, he's showing it from an article that says the Force is female is not from Star Wars. In fact, the Force is female is referring to Nike Air Force One shoes for women.
It's not about Star Wars. The Force is female. The Force isn't about Star Wars. Okay. You're taking that fool, the Birdman. He was so desperate. He tried to pull out this angle. It doesn't work.
Nike was promoting in 2018. Nike even made hoodies for that slogan. And I think it was in 2018, Kathleen Kennedy.
So are you trying to put the cart before the horse? You're saying that Nike made this feminist shirt and Kathleen Kennedy just happened to decide to wear it for them.
Kennedy was attending a Nike event or something, and they gave her that shirt, she put it on, she took pictures of it. Idiots online saw that.
So it's all just coincidence, bro. It's coincidence that a feminist woman destroyed a franchise on purpose by injecting feminism in it. And Nike just happened to make a shirt that is talking about Star Wars. You know, this is all just coincidence, right?
That ran with a narrative that was a statement about Star Wars, and now we have this idiot using it as a point. Oh me, oh my. Anyway.
You should be the last one that calls someone else an idiot. Because the narrative you're pushing is idiotic.
Today I'm not covering either of the responses he made towards Birdman, and that's simply because enough time passed to where I lost interest in them.
Also, you might allow people to hear what I had to say. So there's that too. That is a lame excuse not to actually involve what we had to say to one another.
Funny enough, I was going to start this video off by reading some of the comments in his comment section from his 2 response videos, pretty much his back and forth with the people in the comments.
Why the comments? Why not just listen to what the video had to say and tear me down that way? Is it possible that you just can't?
To kind of paint a little picture of the kind of stupid I'm dealing with today, but those comments are gone. Like, he deleted the comments, and I have a screenshot of someone pointing that out in this.
That's right. I did delete the comments, and I admit to that. I don't allow people to spam in my comment section. These people were rating it and just spamming useless comments. I don't have to put up with that. I don't owe you or anyone else a platform. And also, I'm just following the rules. When I first started using YouTube back in 2013, if I criticized some guy in a video, my comments would often disappear. Guys remove comments all the time, and you will too. So I'm just playing by the rules.
Comment section, and that one's gone too. What's funny is that he'll talk shit, but he really can't handle when people talk shit.
Oh yeah, I can handle it easily. I'm telling you to your face. I don't have to take your comments in my section. Right?
It back. But I did get one screenshot before he deleted all the other comments, so I'm gonna read that because it's funny to me. And if you want to skip straight to the video I'm covering, timestamps are down below. Feel free to click on them.
No, it's not funny to you. You're trying to make a point, and you will fail.
Without further ado, now it's time for reading time with Redshot. Or reading response time. Y'all tell me in the comments what you think. Reading time with Redshot or reading and response time with Redshot. So,
yeah, pointing out hypocrisy works really well. Yeah, I did point that out. A lot of these guys, by the way, I allowed them until they started spewing feminist rhetoric like you do. Right? And that I just tell them outright that I don't allow that in my comment section.
The original comment says, "It's impossible to take you seriously when you go after Birdman for having a Peter Parker profile picture instead of Miles, when you can't even get his name right. Even
I actually misspoke his name once. And once these losers started getting annoyed at it, I did it on purpose. And simply speaking his name doesn't change the content of what's being said. So you showing this guy is just showing that he's a fool, right?
when it's on the screen. You can't even give a damn enough about your own argument to do it right." Cece responds with, "Y'all." No. Yeah, Birdman is a hypocrite.
Yeah.
He demanded that other people accept Miles as the actual Spider-Man when he doesn't use him as an icon. Heck, where was Morales in Spider-Man No Way Home? LOL?
Hey, don't bother with the lol. I didn't invent that term, dude. That's your generation. I'm just playing by the rules. I'm fighting fire with fire.
Nowhere. Even the makers of the movie don't consider him Spider-Man. So, in order to accept
all true.
the identity of a superhero, you have to have them as a profile picture? Would I have to do that with others?
You don't have to, but when you choose the Peter Parker version, you're telling everyone that's who you consider Spider-Man.
Spider-Man variants, Noir, 2099, Superior, that's my favorite one. Scarlet.
Yeah, there are variants, but they don't last long. How many people go out and say, I want to buy Spider-Man and look for this variant? None.
Or like Miles? I consider them all to be Spider-Man. Can I only have one as a profile picture at a time? Can I switch it out? How long before I can't switch out? In general,
you could do whatever you like. Birdman, he did the old, I just didn't swap it out, right? He was trying to imply that he was going to, which really just made him look like a fool. And I'll show you too, pal. I'll just break this down. I typed in Spider-Man here. Let me get to the top. Yeah, there. I typed in Spider-Man in the search engine. I didn't say Peter Parker Spider-Man, just Spider-Man. Guess what comes up? Peter Parker, Peter Parker. Lego Peter Parker. Some symbiotes, but that's not a Spider-Man variant, is it? Tom Holland. Right. Who is Peter Parker? Tobey Maguire, Peter Parker, the old Spider-Man. Now, this is the only variant I see. I don't know what that is. I don't know what it is. That's the only one so far. Tobey Maguire, Peter Parker, Peter Parker, Peter Parker, Venom. So, did I force the browser to put down Peter Parker when I asked for Spider-Man? No. So the very search engines considers Peter Parker as Spider-Man. That's who he is. End of discussion. Okay. Now, this is what really bothers him. Incel is the new N-word. So he admits to looking at my playlist, and he's really bothered by that particular video. So going by that, I can extrapolate that you yourself are an incel. And that's why that video upsets you so much.
Sitting. So the video I'm responding to today is called Incel is the New N-Word. How I found this out was because in his second response video to Birdman, he was promoting this playlist called Important Videos. Out of all the titles in that playlist,
yeah, important videos. In this one, the feminists who hated boys so much you wanted to shoot them. Shoot them dead. That's right. Right. So this is what my channel is about.
this one stuck out to me. Now, of course, the video is
Now look at the videos here, right? There's that one. Peter Pan syndrome, embrace it. That's me telling guys you should embrace your freedom. Get out of your gender roles. Men's dominance instinct is a drain on our lives. So that's me saying, guys, we should stop competing with one another. The real man question has to be tossed. That's saying, guys, stop again going after these, engaging in these old gender roles because they're destructive to you, right? None of these caught this guy's eye. This is what caught his eye, the word incel. So that says everything you need to know about this guy.
5 years old, and maybe he doesn't agree with everything he said in it, but he was promoting the playlist with the video inside of it, so I'm guessing he agrees with most of the stuff he says. How is Incel the new N-word? Enough of the preamble, and let's just jump
Because it's used to dehumanize you and dismiss your arguments. That's how it's new N-word, right?
into the video.
The word incel, there is a typical definition.
Oh my god. You speak so slow. So,
Oh, yeah. Yeah. That was 5 years ago. As you can see, I've improved a lot. Now, look, I would love for a guy with like Birdman, with his radio voice, to take on men's issues. But I can't wait for a hero to show up. So I had to do it myself. That's just the way it is.
he starts off by talking about the definition of incel and how it's changed over time, about the two different versions, the one the internet has and the actual definition, which yeah, I agree. The actual definition is involuntary celibate, but the internet's definition is also kind of like that, but expands on it a bit. To men online who are angry at women for not having sex with them, they blame women for not being able to.
It's non-reverential. It's up there with being called a misogynist. It's a thought-terminating cliche, as one of the guys said. It's a term to shut down the convo. You don't know your place, dude. Shut up, incel.
Have sex, they resent them, they hate them, and are quite vitriolic towards them. Incels online are overall seen as outright pathetic due to how they act and talk on social media platforms. That's pretty much the gist of it.
Male nature, and when you bring those up. Really? So what am I talking about in mine, right? I'm talking about issues that are important to men. So does that make me an incel? You hate women, meaning you have non-reverence. Even though they'll say they're mere mortals. You can't be a mere mortal if you have no flaws. And any flaw pointed out will be seen as hatred. Okay? There you go. There it is. It's saying that if you critique women's bad behavior, they'll call you an incel. That's how it's the N-word, dude. It's shutting the convo down instead of dealing with what your critique is. That's hatred.
I wanted to show this because, like, what the fuck? He's just rambling, but I'm going to go to why.
No, I wasn't rambling there. I made a salient point. So since you couldn't counter that, all you could do was say I was rambling.
We're all here.
The other thing is it's basically the new N-word for all men. When you start arguing and standing up for yourselves, these guys will say, you know,
More than likely, that's not the case. When someone calls you an incel, you've clearly already shown through your
quiet then, dude. Interject in a conversation where some woman is spitting on man for being a man. Stand up for man. See what happens.
actions signs of your vitriol and hate towards women and only women. That's pretty much what happens.
Hey, you're an incel. It's basically saying you are a subhuman. Your opinion doesn't matter. It doesn't count. It's a way of dismissing your opinion. So it doesn't matter if you say the sky is blue.
Let's comment.
Exactly. Doesn't matter if you say the sky is blue, right? Doesn't matter if that's what Birdman tried to say, right? When guys were pointing out how, men didn't hate women in the past. He would just say you're a misogynist.
On the subhuman part. When black people were being called subhuman, it was because of the color of their skin, and that came from racism.
That's right. And when men are called subhuman, it's because of sexism, the gender were born.
When you're called a subhuman, it generally comes from your words and actions, how you carry yourself online. You're not the same. Not even.
Oh, you're full of shit, dude. So you're saying, hey, I'm just a bad person, right? Yet, let me show you something. School makes boys apologize for being male. It appears that a school in Victoria, Australia, specifically, held an assembly where male students were asked to stand up and apologize to their female classmates for behaviors of their gender. So, where are you, dude? How is that not dehumanizing and sexist? And how these young guys, they're making them apologize for all men. So it's not their personal behavior, is it? So you're just flat out wrong. You are ignorant about what you are talking about.
Close to being comparable.
It doesn't matter. They're called.
Yes, they are.
That's entirely comparable. This is dehumanizing. It is just as dehumanizing as separate drinking fountains. So again, you're just wrong. You're ignorant of what's going on worldwide. You're ignorant about history. Calling you a slave. It's the new N-word.
No, they're pretty much calling you pathetic or a creep or a weirdo, or just all three bundled up in the word incel. You're not a slave. That makes no sense because, to my knowledge, you are no one's property. That's what a slave.
Well, what is child support? Child support is enslaving a man. It's booting him out of the family unit, making him pay when he doesn't get to see his child. That's enslavement. That's a fact.
Was in the transatlantic slave trade, property of another human being, considered subhuman by their master, by society at the time, and were treated very poorly because of the color of their skin. Worse than poorly, they were treated like dogs.
Yeah, dogs, right? Kind of like these young guys were forced to apologize for being male. Right? So it's completely comparable.
Than dogs. And if you incel are being treated poorly, it is more than likely because of how you act and talk. Your struggles are not the same. They're not. Not even.
Yeah, yes, they are, dude. They are the same. Matter of fact, we'll go back to my playlist here because down low, this is an important one. Here's in the UK, that's feminist controlled. BBC uses Sarah Everard's murder to call for to strip men of their rights, right? Because a woman got murdered by a man, they're going to try and get a curfew for men. They can't be on the streets after 6 o'clock. They're trying it. What they succeeded at, though, is this one. No staring laws on the transit. A man cannot be caught looking at a woman in the transit. That's law now. But women can stare at men. So again, this is happening in real life. You're unaware of it. You're ignorant, and it's proving you wrong.
close to being comparable to.
They are comparable, entirely comparable. The exact same things. This is completely comparable to separate drinking fountains for black and white people.
A slave.
And that's what you see, like all the black men out there that think they're not being called anymore. Look around you. All you haven't raised. It's just that all other races of men have fallen to what you used to be in the 1960s. They've just swapped out the word with incel, and they're telling you to keep in line. Know your place. Know your place, incel. Know your place. That's what they're
Yeah, this is pretty concise. I wouldn't say call this rambling.
saying.
Oh my god. Oh my god. No one is calling them the N-word right now except for you with your messed up logic. This is just.
My logic is messed up. Really, no one's calling men the N-word, so they're not making boys apologize for being male, and they're not posing laws tell men to not to keep their eyes down when their female betters around. Like, dude, I've been at this for quite a few years now. You're out of your depth.
Baffling. This is insanity. I love it. This is fucking entertaining.
What?
No, you're pissed. You're pissed. This incel talk is you. Like I said, out of all the important videos that were there, this is the one that got your goat. You don't find it funny. You're upset.
What if the average guy really would sacrifice a child if a woman say so? I mean, think about it. Why is an activist? How come it spun its wheels for so many decades without any progress?
The average guy is nowhere near this conversation, nowhere near this part of the internet. They're off living.
Thank you for admitting that, for answering my question. You don't care about your rights. You're male hostile. You don't care about other men's rights, right? It's only till it comes to your doorstep that all of a sudden you care, and it's too late then.
Living their life without ever thinking about this, thinking about incel being the new N-word. Please stop bringing up normal people, and then there's just a lot more.
You're a normal person. Are you circumcised? I don't know if you are, but if you aren't, like me, I'm not circumcised, but it was just by luck. I had no ability to defend myself. Guys have no rights to bodily autonomy. And of course, that's fine by you. So the differences between us is that you accept your lower class citizenry, and I don't. That's why I'm called an incel. I refuse to be a second-class citizen. And of course, you're calling me an incel because you're saying, hey, this guy doesn't know his place.
Rambling from him, things that have nothing to do with incel, like at all. And like, here's this one about him talking about fathers saying they'd protect their kid. Like, okay.
Why doesn't men get up collectively and fight against child support? You know how you'll hear guys say, you know, I would murder someone if they did this XYZ to my child. And yet, when these guys get separated from the children and get forced to pay child support, they do nothing. They pay, well, I shouldn't say they do nothing. They pay the child support. They don't go to jail. They don't quit their job. They don't get with other men and say this is wrong.
What?
Yeah, exactly. I made my point very clear. Men brag up there that they want to protect their child. They would murder another person if you did this. But as soon as they're separated from their children, they don't care. I mean, they care, but they care more about being the slave that they are. This is enslavement.
So men would do anything to protect their child, but then after they get divorced, they continue to still support the child. They continue to function in society, not in jail, and continue to work? Huh?
Dude, they brought back debtor's prison for this. Remember, debtor's prison was an evil of the past. But right now, if a man can't pay his child support, I'm not saying he's unwilling to, he can't. They'll put him in behind bars, and then he really can't pay because all of a sudden he doesn't have a job. Child support is geared up to destroy the man. And frankly, in my country, this is another thing you're ignorant about. women are legally allowed to put their children up for abortions. Or no, sorry, adoptions. I didn't mean to say abortions. Adoption. So since women can simply ditch the child when they want to, and the man's forced to pay the woman, not the child, he's paying the woman, that is proof positive that this is enslavement. There's a gender caste system in my own country. Now, I'm not going to go any further with you. You've embarrassed yourself. I can understand why. Look, I never didn't even want to make a channel, but I felt compelled to because I'm here to defend myself as a man. You're here trying to build up subs and gain status, e-fame. You and I are not the same. If I'm the incel and you're not, then inceldom is a superior man. It's that simple. That's the end of this.